Welcome back to the 2022 Birdbrain Finals. This time we're on the back nine. We are still in Rockford at the Anna Page East course. As we covered, about 55 degrees out there, slightly cloudy, mostly cloudy. Winds are gusting. You'll see the current scores of all four of our players. Sonny's had a pretty good front nine to make up for that +2 handicap he's come in with. Once again, taking a look at the payouts, $1,000 up top, $780 for second, $520, $260 at the bottom there. We're going to take a look at the scores. Sonny with 3 birdies on the card, Tom's got 2, Josh with 2, and Tyler's just trying to make something happen now.
Here we are on hole 10. We're playing the left tee pad to the blue basket. This is a 323-foot par 3. Very, very straight with a couple of trees to miss on the way there. The wind is insane on this hole. We're just finding some very, very unique crosswinds that are making these discs fly quite weird. As we see Sonny find himself pulling his shot into the tree line on the right. Tom hits the gap, but he gets annihilated by the wind and turned over to the right side. So they'll both have lengthy approaches. Here's Josh Capson with a little stumble off the tee. Finds the same fate as Tom with that disc just kind of getting pushed over to the right by the wind and turns into a roller.
Bonus footage.
Rolls into a clump of trees. Hopefully that won't present too much of a challenge for his approach to the pin. And here's Tyler Glasgow. Again, same fate as a lot of the other players, just getting that nose down and turned over just a bit too much. Sonny's approach, he hates it out of the hand. He leaves it a little high, and it does catch those trees up top. That'll leave him a little less than 100 feet into the basket, but not a likely par for Sonny, which is not what you're looking for as the leader. Tyler taking a page out of Sonny's book, unfortunately, just not fully committing to that upshot. I wonder if those tee shots getting shoved over the way they did gave them a little bit of hesitance towards their approaches. Josh spinning one all the way up there, goes a little long, gives it a bid. That was well done, and he'll have pretty short work for his par. Tyler getting creative, throwing the skip shot. He'll have a tap-in par. Here's Tom's approach. Wonderful touch from Tom. That'll be an easy par for him as well. Sonny's a little closer than I thought. Probably circle 2 around middle to back edge. But still not a putt you want in this type of wind to save your par, especially as the leader. Looks good. Just a little wide. Leaks a little long, but shouldn't be much of an issue coming back.
You really see the wind coming through that tree, or those trees.
I wouldn't call Anna Page East a wooded course by any means, but they have plenty of very, very mature trees out on this course specifically that they mold a lot of these holes around. I mean, yes, a lot of these holes you might consider open, but they still have a lot of foliage and a lot of trees to play around, making this just a really unique and well-designed park-style course. Not to mention the fact that this blue layout has quite a bit of length as well. I think tipped out blue tees to blue pins, you're looking at a layout length of somewhere in the neighborhood of like 7,500 feet, maybe closer to 8,000. So really pushing your Pro Tour caliber length of courses. So a wonderful track to play for any skill level. Here we are on hole 11. It is a 408-foot par 4. This hole is a tweener in my opinion. The basket is on the other side of these woods. You can kind of see it faintly on the right side there. It's a big uphill shot, and you need to throw it hard and far. But it's kind of a crapshoot where you land in these woods and what kind of a lane you're gonna have. Josh pipes one. It looks parked from the video, but he's still well over 100 feet short. A great shot nonetheless, and he'll have a fairly easy approach to get his birdie 3. Sonny trying to go hyzer wide around everything, which the biggest arms tend to do on this hole. Unfortunately, he does not commit enough, and he pulls it into the middle wood line separating 11 and 5. He'll have a tough, tough lie from there. Tyler playing the smart play. There's a wider gap on that left side that his drive went towards. That's kind of how the hole is intended to be played. Not that many people play it that way, though.
Sonny for 2.
Oh, yeah, just a lot of trees to beat in that middle clump. And he thought he found a lane past that red pin and just caught one final tree to prevent him from getting through cleanly.
You didn't commit because of that.
Tom, he said it himself. He just didn't commit. He tried to be very gingerly with that approach and tried to basically control it through the trees, and he just forgot to give it the revolutions that it needed to spin all the way there. Here's Josh's drive, and that's just fantastic when you have a jump putt approach from about 100 feet to tap in your 3. That'll make this hole very, very easy. So I think we might have missed Tyler's initial approach from the field. He did not get all the way through the tunnel. That was his attempt at a birdie 3, and he'll tap in his 4. Here's Tom's look for a 3, probably about 45 feet, and just a little low. Here's Sonny for 3. He did get most of the way through the woods, but a little bit of an obstructed putt coming back.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great look when you're not happy off the tee in this hole.
That's a big miss for Sonny. With the bogey on the last hole, he allowed Tom to come in and tie it back up. And knowing Tom wasn't going to make his birdie, that was a big stroke for Sonny that he could have had right there. So he'll be kicking himself on that one, I imagine. Typical to any tweener par 4. Those are holes where you feel adequate with a 3, but you still feel upset with a 4. And this is definitely one of those holes. So players who took a 4 on this hole definitely looking to clean it up and get a birdie going forward. Hole 12 is a downhill 416-foot par 3. Players want to hit this gap left of the pine trees just like Josh did and get it to finish out.
Yeah.
And the blue basket, as we can see back there, it is tucked in the woods pretty good. Josh leaks a little right, but gets the shape pretty correct, and he'll have a long look at a birdie.
Tom, that's looking pretty good. Stay up.
Tom shaping the shot, just not high enough. He's unfortunately parked on the red basket, but that's not the one we're going to. So he'll have about 100-foot approach to the blue pin to get up and down for his par. Sonny, I believe, is going with a CD3 here, and he gets the height right. He just doesn't get the turn, but he catches a great tree, preventing him from fading all the way out and leaves him about a circle's edge putt for birdie. A really good break for Sonny there. Tyler looking to get something going. He's yet to card his first birdie of the round yet. This one a little wide, catches a wide tree and drops. Not what he's looking for, but a relatively wide open approach to get up and down for his par, hopefully. Puts it up, lets it fade in, and comes up a little short, hits a late tree at the entrance of the green. He'll have a lot of work left for his par. Tom, long look for birdie. Wind slams it down. The line was fantastic, but that should be fairly close for a tap-in 3 for Tom.
Yeah, small.
Here's Tyler for par from about 50. And there's a pretty gnarly tailwind on this green, it seems, because Tyler's putter got slammed down relatively quickly as well. Josh with his spinner, though, should counter against any sort of wind. Oh, he float spins it up and almost dunks it in for a really sweet birdie. Here's where Sonny ended up. Call it 20 feet. That's a great result for a shot that was otherwise fading out to an obstructed circle 2 look. This would be huge. This would take a stroke on Tom and get him going in the right direction. And he converts. That's a great putt, right side, but stays. And that'll give Sonny a really great birdie and the outright lead for the battle in the birdcage, the Birdbrain finals here.
You hear the card. It was a fantastic card walking through this course. Everyone was having fun. It was good spirits.
one thing to mention too is the semifinals took place right before this round, and it was a round of 8. We had 4 head-to-head matches going on, so it's really cool that all 4 of the losers of the semifinal match plays are all out either caddying or spectating for the players that are playing in the finals. So cool show of camaraderie, even though that the outcome of the first round today didn't necessarily reflect what they wanted. Hole 13, it's an uphill par 3, 372 feet. There is nothing in your way. It is just grip it and rip it and get it to go as far as you can throw it. It plays much further than 372, probably in the neighborhood of 420, 425. Sonny threw his very low and did not get distance at all. Josh gets a very nice shot off, and he'll probably be somewhere inside circle 2. This is just such a difficult pin to drive. Tom trying to prove me wrong there and puts it just on the edge of circle 1. Fantastic drive from Tom.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how this hole looks in a number of years when some of those pines on the right grow in. That'll definitely change the hole a lot.
Those will be nice to separate holes 13 and 15, but actually this is the last video you'll see of Anna Page Park with this tee pad in. They actually relocated this tee pad, and they created a new tee pad inside of the woods, actually off to the left of where the tee was in this video. So Rockford Disc Golf Club doing a lot of good work to kind of spice up this hole a little bit, being that it is just kind of a wide open 370 footer. They definitely added some challenge and flair by making the tee shots a lot harder. So good on them, and we can't wait for the next time we come back to this park to see what the new 13 looks like. Boom! Josh with a huge putt from about 45 feet, spins it right in there, hits high but drops. That's a huge birdie for him to bring him within 2 of the lead, 1 back of Tom. Huge birdie for Josh. Here's Tom to keep pace, about 35 foot uphill. Just a little low. Tom's last few putts on the last 3 holes have all been low. He needs to wake up a little bit and get that putter spinning so it can find the heart of the chains.
Yeah, on a perfectly level basket, Tom's would have gone right in. That slight hill might have messed with him a little bit in that stroke. That's a cool fact about the tee pad. Anna Page East being one of 3 courses on the property. I was looking the other day, and actually this property is rated number 2 in Illinois.
That's not hard to believe at all, because this property is just fantastic. The land is amazing. They've got mature trees. They've got a mostly wooded course on the south course. The west course is more focused on the open aspect. Does have a lot of those mature trees throughout, but does bring the big arm into play, I would say. And then east is just a great complement to the both of them. It gives you the woods, as you can see here on hole 14. It gives you the open shots, as we just saw on 13. Just a really well-rounded property. Also, when you have courses that have 2 pins and or 2 tees per hole, the options are endless.
They move the pins around pretty often, or at least in different variations. I remember playing it early in the summer, and there was a lot of stack baskets actually on this course.
Yeah, this year was the first year of the iOS 100 Forest City Frenzy 8 tier that happened here at Anna Page Park. That's in the first week of June. Huge tournament here in the Midwest for us, and we're looking to have it the next in 2023 as well. That showcases all 3 of these courses, as well as another course in the Rockford area called Ingersoll Park. So really a hotbed for disc golf in Rockford. They've got it going on. This is hole 14. In my opinion, this is the hardest par 3 on the course. A very tight wooded tunnel shot that goes uphill, and again at 342 feet, it plays closer to 400, and a 2 on this hole, it feels like an eagle. It really does. We've got a few players with some clean tee shots, mostly giving themselves long looks for 2, if not easy 3s. This is Sonny's look for 2, which is just a fantastic drive. You've got to thread the needle and also have a good finish.
Woo, good
just a touch right. The camera does not do justice just as how uphill this putt really is. Even Josh's right here looks flat on camera, but it is quite uphill. Oh, just off the right side. Josh's putter is feeling good. He's made some nice ones over the course of the last few holes. Hopefully he can dial that in over the last 4 to get a few more to fall for him.
Sonny and Tom tapping in their pars. Josh going to get out of there with a bogey, as will Tyler. Tom's on a bit of a par streak here.
Not the worst thing in the world when you're the one who doesn't necessarily need to do the chasing. As you saw with the handicaps, Sonny started the round 5 strokes behind Tom. So while it is impressive to come all the way back and claw those 6 strokes back like Sonny has, Tom just kind of holding bay and not letting any big mistakes bubble up or anything like that is fantastic. So he's playing good, steady golf, which is all he really needs to do. Make Sonny make the aggressive plays and get those birdies to bring those mistakes into play, I think is a wonderful game plan. Hole 15, 500-foot downhill par 3. You throw from up here in the woods, and then you just throw out into the open. Downhill, like I said, quite a bit, and the wind was gusting very hard left to right. So you really had to throw something stable to get it to hold straight and finish.
Oh, wow.
Josh throwing, I believe, what is his Hades here, and gets it to fly out to the right just a touch, but finishes well, gets a good amount of glide. He should have a pretty routine up and down, if not a long look. This is a really good par 3, and it's a bonus birdie in my opinion. We're going to this red basket, the shorter one that you see here. It's very difficult to reach, especially in the wind, because it is so nose angle sensitive. But once you do hit that proper nose angle and get down towards the green, it's one of the best feeling shots you can throw. Josh Capson giving him a spinny bid. Really nice bid. He's got great control over his Luna spinners. Very, very impressive. Puts it right next to the basket. He'll have a tap-in 3. Not counting Josh out of this by any means. I mean, he's only 3 strokes back of the lead, 2 strokes back of second place in Tom. Anything can happen over these last 4 holes. Tons of separation to be had. Definitely not counting Josh out of it at this point.
Yeah, each placement is definitely worth something. A couple $100, $260 exactly, separating each placement. So every stroke counts out here.
Yeah, even if you're not in contention for first place, it's worth fighting for the spots out here. As we see Tom connecting on another par, just scrambling away, and that's how you play stress-free disc golf, everybody. Tyler tapping in his par, Josh doing the same. It looks like we'll have a par frame here. Very common on this hole, unless you really turn something over into the woods or somehow don't get out of the gap. A 3 is a pretty common score. Here we are, hole 16, par 4, 493 feet up the hill that we basically just threw down. So all elevation lost on the last hole. We are gaining it right back, and this plays way more than 493 feet. Call this one more like 600 feet. You've got to throw a power shot up into the woods, or at least into the gap, and give yourself a look for a second shot approach up to the pin. But there are tons of trees once you get into the wooded gap to try and avoid that. You need to thread probably a very unique shape to get to the pin. Josh with a sweet rip, turning, then fading, gets up into the woods. That's exactly what you're looking for. If you can throw something straight up into the woods to give yourself an approach, life is good. Tyler looking for a little more turn, but finishes out, and he'll be at that corner. That's a very difficult space to be. I believe Tom is along the same lines. Yeah, he's very pinched. There are not many options here. You can try and be aggressive, but it's such a sharp corner to cut that any sort of shot with a lot of velocity can find the other side of the fairway very quickly, which I believe might have just happened to Tom. Here's Sonny's tee shot, a little short of the gap, but he's got this little hole in between these trees and he just absolutely pipes it. Throws a forehand right up there, gets a skip inside circle one. A phenomenal shot from Sonny. Tom having a little bit of trouble on his third. Had the right idea, trying to get a little bit of a turnover on a mid-range, but just a little of an early release, and he'll find himself still in the woods on the left side. Tyler, really nice skip shot from where he was on that corner, giving himself a relatively routine par look.
Yeah, great shot from where he was off the tee. I mean, he really gives himself the chance to get up and down, save the par there.
Josh kind of showing what I was talking about. Even if you throw a great shot up into the woods, you still have so many trees to deal with to try and find your way up to the basket. He avoids all of them, but does come up a little bit short. He'll have a little bit of meat left on the bone for his birdie. As you can see, he's about 60. Not out of the realm of possibility, though, with his spinner. Just a little low. Here's Sonny for a birdie, and with Tom up there for a bogey, this might put a nail in the coffin.
Nice, Sonny.
Boom.
Big putt with 2 left.
That's huge for Sonny, because as Tom makes his bogey, he'll be taking a 3-shot lead with 2 holes to play. And if you've ever had a lead, if you have a lead where the shot count is more than the holes left to be played, you're feeling very comfortable. So just a really, really big putt for Sonny there, and puts him in the driver's seat finishing out this round. Here we are, hole 17. We're going blue tee to the blue basket, and this is a doozy. It goes downhill, and it's a very, very tight gap. Sonny pulls this one off to the right, not what you're looking for. Players just want to throw a straight backhand from a righty, maybe even a lefty backhand or a forehand would work as well. And as long as you can just either hit this right gap that Josh is flying down or fly down the straight gap with a slight bit of right movement, that's all you're looking for. This is a huge bonus birdie with how thick this hole is and how much trouble you can get in. Tyler puts it out left. Little too far left, catches one of the big trees and kicks right back to the middle of the fairway.
Definitely one of the more wooded holes, if not the most wooded hole on this track. But with all these trees, you save the wind stress, but you got other things to worry about.
This is one of the newer holes on the property. While the basket location is not new, the tee location was cultivated over the last few years. So I'm sure there's still a lot of breaking in to be done, but overall, the shape and the difficulty of this hole is awesome. It is an awesome hole. It just could probably use a little bit of trimming. Tom trying to work his way back up to the green and just doesn't get up there. I believe all of our players are just trying to scramble at this point. Not a lot of cleanly tee shots. This is actually where Josh's tee shot got to, which is fantastic. And he gives it another great floaty bid. Just a little short right. Should have an easy par for there.
Man, those look good from Josh. He just kind of puts it up high and to the right, lets the disc do the work for him, fade right back to the basket, almost sink a couple of them.
I've noticed he really only does that from distance too. Josh is, again, one of the spinniest putters I've ever met, and he has one of the cleanest spin putts I've ever met. No wobble. That thing is on a clean spin the whole way through. And his shorter putts, they're very direct and they have a lot of pop. So it's unique to see his style kind of change where he gives a little bit more nose-up float on that spin from distance to control the pace and not have a bunch of comebackers. It's really, really good game management. Tom tapping in for a bogey, as will Sonny. I believe Josh has just tapped in for his par, and Tyler taps in for a bogey as well. So going into the last hole here, Sonny's got a 3-shot lead over Josh and Tom, and Josh with his pars on the last 2 holes ties it up with Tom taking bogeys on the last 2 holes. So all of a sudden we have a tie for second place. Hole 18 is a very unique shaped par 4. It's 422 feet, but it goes about 90 degrees to the left. We see our players throwing up this hill into the woods clearing and trying to skip off to the left to give themselves a routine approach through the woods for their birdie 3. Left is key on this hole as we see Tyler go just a bit too straight. We're playing to the blue basket, and the red basket is not an ideal landing zone on this hole. That really does pinch off your angle. You want to come in a little quicker and tighter than you might be comfortable with. Tom actually pulls this one past the wooded fairway, and he'll have an outside look, which is very unique on this hole. Tyler's showing us that outside approach, and it's just very difficult to get something to skip back into the woods because the grass is extremely long. So you're never going to skip off that grass. You're more so maybe looking for a road skip, but of course that brings the out of bounds into play. The main gap is off the left of Josh's shot, but he opts to go for the right side.
Looked like that red basket might even played into Tyler's shot a little bit. He had to avoid that.
Yeah, that may be one complaint that anybody might have if there's a course with multiple baskets on one hole, is just that one might be in the way. But for bigger tournaments, usually they'll take those pins out of the ground to avoid anything like that. For casual play, we'll deal with it. Here's where Tom's tee shot landed, and this is imperative because Josh's second is up there but not the best. He's definitely not looking at a birdie. He's looking at actually a difficult approach for a par. So Tom throws a pretty good shot but catches a late tree. He'll have a long look for birdie to try and separate his tie for second place. Here's Sonny's look for 3. He can really just pitch it up and tap it in for the win at this point. No other cards to worry about. It's just these 4. Sonny gives it a go, pitches it up, and he should be right there underneath, and the work is just about done for Sonny.
Smart way to lock it in.
Here's Josh's approach. Had a look, it looks like, through the woods. Fizzled out a little bit left, but he should be right there for a par. So this is Tom for solo second place.
Good bit.
A little low right, and catches the edge of the tray and rolls down. That's not cool. Tyler doesn't want to end his Birdbrain season just yet. This is a huge putt for Tom. As you can tell, the gallery is hyped. That was humongous for Tom as he maintains his even par on the hole, keeps him at the +2 score. There's your 2022 Birdbrain champion, Sonny Yu, taking home the $1,000+. Fantastic season and a fantastic showing from Sonny today. Congratulations, Sonny Yu, your 2022 Birdbrain champion. There's Josh Capson tapping in for his par as well.
Champion, Sonny Yu!
As we celebrate Sonny Yu's victory. Josh tapping in his par, Tyler tapping in for his bogey. Not Tyler's best round by any means, but fortunately, he couldn't do any worse than 4th to get $260. So big congrats to Tyler. Wonderful season. Thanks for coming out all year. Same with Sonny, $1,000+. And as you can see here, we've got some bonus golf. We don't split cash here in the Birdbrain playoffs. We play off for it. So there will be a second place winner. There will be a third place winner. So Tom and Josh will be playing off starting here on hole 1 to determine who will be your second place finisher. So this is a $260 playoff right here. Pretty high pressure stuff.
Yep, they're going to replay hole 1 as you see Tom won that coin toss with the tails. Tails never fails.
He leaks it a little bit left. Probably leaves him about a 35-40 footer on that left side. Josh, same deal, just a little early release, and he'll probably be a little further left than Tom, so I believe Josh will be putting first. You can tell these guys have had a long day, 36+ holes of golf, plus bonus golf now. They're tired. I don't blame them, but let's see if we can string some putts together here on hole 1. Josh first. Spins it, just leaves it a little bit early. He'll have a little meat on the bone coming back. Tom just about circles edge for his look. Looking to end it early. Oh, fist bump on the way in. Tom just absolutely puts the nail in the coffin. taking home second place in $780. Congrats to Tom on a hard-fought one-hole playoff to take that over Josh. And not to overlook Josh with a wonderful third-place finish. Big congrats to these guys for coming out all year, and not only to these four, but to all members of the Birdbrain Club. The club is a wonderful group and community. The season is a grind, but it's all worth it to see it come together in the end with these guys with big wads of cash in their hands. If you get a chance, check out Birdbrain Disc Golf, April through October, Thursdays and Sundays. We are a handicap singles league, and we hope to see some new faces out next year so you can be in the Birdbrain Finals 2023 video.
Great. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Once again, 2022 Birdbrain champion has been crowned. And thanks for joining me, Dan. I'm TJ Romack with Dan Schlitter.